Have you ever heard the phrase a girl's trip and immediately felt your anxiety spike up? If you have, then listen up. Girls trip is practically code for someone's getting left out, or friendships will be broken, passports will be lost, and wigs will definitely be snatched. Why, you may ask me? Because Miami, Cancun, Dubai, Cabo, these aren't just vacation spots that I'm calling out. They are battlefields where fake friendships go to die. And honestly, some of y'all did not need the trip to see the red flags. You just ignored them like the fine print on an Apple Terms of Service agreement. Go ahead and relax, chill, because we're going to be talking about how a girl's trip gone wrong can expose more lies than a reality TV reunion special. And I know you guys know how fake those can be. First off, we're going to talk about that innocent phrase, a girl's trip. That is the first red flag. The word trip is right there. Girls do trip. Literally and metaphorically. And if your friendship was built on dishonesty, manipulation, and a shared hatred for y'all's exes, Miami's humidity will make sure that your foundation melts faster than your edges. Trust me on this one. If y'all haven't already talked smack about each other's hairlines behind closed doors, you definitely will by the end of day 2. As I was looking into these TikTok stories, I realized that Miami is where fake friendships go to dissolve. It's like some kind of friend detox retreat. You're on the beach 1 minute, sipping your overpriced mojito, and the next thing you know, your so-called BFF is side-eyeing you because you wore a sundress similar to hers. I mean, were y'all even friends to begin with, or just two people who bonded over hating the same girl on Instagram? Let's be real, some of y'all can't pick friends or men. And I'm gonna need you to listen closely when I say this. If you're dating a dude with the emotional depth of a parking lot puddle, you're probably booking vacations with friends who throw you under the bus for a free drink. Now, don't get me wrong, not all girls' trips are toxic disasters. Some women have these amazing Instagram-worthy getaways with zero drama. When I say zero, I mean zero, okay? These are the same women who can pick the right friends, who hold each other accountable, who will say, girl, you've got a piece of salad in your tooth, instead of just having you take selfies looking like you just ate a whole bush. But let's face it, not everybody has those kinds of friendships. For some of y'all, unfortunately, it appears as if planning a girl's trip is like hitting a shuffle on a playlist that only plays betrayal, jealousy, and passive-aggressive comments. I am so sorry. By day 3, your whole squad is split up, plotting against each other like it's Survivor Spring Break edition. 1 minute, it's all smiles, hee hee ha ha, and the next, one of them is subtweeting you from across the table. Leave the table. Hell, leave the whole country if that's where you are. Red flags are literally waving like you're at a parade. And trust me, it is not a carnival. It may just be your own blood. Now, I'm not just talking about the petty drama. We have all heard the stories of girl trips that have turned deadly. Literally deadly. And if you haven't, look it up. I am not putting it on this video. Not all of these girls' trips end with a cute Instagram and a miss you already text. Some end in tragedy. It is a reminder that when times turn sour, just leave. If your so-called friends start treating you like you're an extra in their drama, you have to go. Out-of-country trips can get really sketchy really fast. The minute you sense a setup or a situation that feels off, that is your cue. And don't even try for a split second to think, oh, maybe I'm overreacting. You're not. If someone is out there plotting to leave you stranded in a foreign city, or worse, you're in real danger, you're not overreacting. Save yourself. Leave. I would rather you be safe than dead. Some girls will watch you get disrespected, insulted, and lost, and then pretend like they didn't notice because they were too busy vibing. Vibing? Yeah, okay. I need friends who will literally put me out of a burning building, not throw gasoline on it and watch me roast. And here's a little tip from me to you. If you wouldn't trust these girls with your dog or your phone password, why are you trusting them in a foreign country? A girl's trip is basically a relationship test. You're spending time together, spending your energy, as well as spending your money. It's kind of like a mini marriage now that I think about it, but without the divorce papers to back out of it. And when y'all start feeling the pressure of the itinerary, and some of y'all that drink y'all's cocktails, your true colors will come out. The key is to pick your friends like you pick your underwear. Supportive, comfortable, and ones that don't ride up when things get rough. These need to be the type of people you can trust to take care of you, not people who will leave you on red when you need a ride to the airport. Now, personally, a girls' trip is not on my bucket list. And after all the horror stories that you guys are gonna hear and the ones that I've already heard, it's definitely not something I'm rushing into. But if I were to go, it'd be with people I truly trust fully. No questions asked. Not those questionable friends you have to keep one eye open for at all times. Nah, that would not be a vacation. That's a survival show and I don't want any parts of it. Last thing I need is to be sipping on a non-alcoholic beverage while having to watch my back at a place where I should be feeling peace. Making sure that my Karen over here isn't plotting a betrayal over who got the back seat on the plane. So if you're planning a girls trip and you've got that one friend who always shows up late and never pays her share and is constantly talking trash, maybe reconsider that invite. Do not set yourself up for failure just because you're craving palm trees and a little photo op. And with all that being said, let's get into a few story time.
Okay, y'all, so I need y'all opinion real quick, ladies. So tell me if I'm wrong. I was on this girls trip in Miami with 5 other girls, and we ended up getting an Airbnb. And I told everybody, like, hey, y'all, I'm about to go jump in the shower real quick. But mind y'all, it was real quick. Like, real quick, because we've been traveling all day. So, I just wanted to make sure it was quick and we all, had our little fun. And so that way everybody else can hop in the shower and do what they got to do. I get out the shower, and literally everybody is gone. And I had ended up catching a flight back because it's like, where did y'all go? And like, I felt like that was kind of rude because nobody came and said a word to me. So it's like, now I'm about to just go home because y'all all just pissed me off. Am I overreacting? And mind you, none of the 5 ladies ended up freshening up. So it's like, that was kind of dirty of y'all to just leave me in the house, knowing that I had to freshen up. Like, y'all don't like to freshen up after a long trip? Or is it just me?
First of all, you're not overreacting. I already spoke about that in my little rant. Secondly, she spotted the red flags and did what? Left. Now she has a part 2. Let's check it out.
Hey y'all, here's a quick update on the whole situation. Yes, I ended up calling the people, letting them know, hey, I would not be staying there anymore due to family emergencies. The girls ended up calling me 5 hours later, letting me know, hey, where did you go? And I'm letting them know, like, I caught a plane back home because it was just kind of weird how y'all up and left. So she told me that they wanted to go get a bite of eat. But I told her, like, why didn't you let me know that y'all was going to get something to eat? I could have got out the shower and hurry up and dried off and put on some clothes. Or y'all could have just told me, and then, like, I would have asked y'all, can y'all bring me something to eat back? So that means, like, y'all sat there for 5 hours to eat and was not thinking about me. I feel like those girls were very jealous of me to begin with because I am like literally the pretty girl out of the group. But I feel like all my friends are very much pretty. They're not my friends no more. And when y'all see this video, I still want to catch my fade. But the thing is, I've been on them girls for a very long time. And this is a quick note to everybody with friends. I feel like do not trust nobody. Do not trust nobody. Because your friends can be your worst enemy and you will never know until like y'all actually go do something. Yes, this was my first girls trip ever. And I had the worst experience in the fucking world. And I really feel disappointed in myself because I trusted these girls. But I would never in my life trust another female again.
I wouldn't say never trust a female again. I would just say choose your friends wisely. Those were not your friends. You spotted the red flags and you left. Now, I know you guys saw my face and I will explain. Actually, she will explain. Now, someone said, LMAO, you're the pretty one? And she said, I didn't stutter. You can have female friends that's jealous of their friend. I said they were pretty, but they told me out of their own mouth that I was the prettiest one out of all of them. Not all people are trustworthy. Yes, you meet a few people who are genuine, but you can tell who's gonna backdoor you or move weird. And the person responds, women lie to each other too much. Your advice is toxic. I trust all my friends or they wouldn't be friends. Super elementary. Try again. Is this one of the people in the friend group? Because that's weird. That's her experience. Now you're saying that her advice is, I mean, I understand how it can be toxic when she says you can't trust any of your friends, because that just, you have to pick the right people, the right circle. You know what I mean? To an extent. Some of them you can't control. Some of them are real snakes. It must be one of the girls. There's no way.
So I'm gonna do the story time because I just got back from Miami, and I really want to encourage other women who go on girls trips on how they should behave or how they should be ready to be prepared for this type of environment. So I went to Miami this past week. Everything was cool the first 4 days. The last day was weird. Cool. So the girl I went with, only reason I know her is because one of my LA homegirls that does content said we should link up. Cool. We linked up. The first time we linked up, good vibes. I trusted her enough to be like, if we go to Miami, it'll be cool. So if y'all want more details, comment, but I'm just going to get straight into it. Long story short, we get there. Literally, as soon as I walked in the house, she was like, this is my alcohol. I'm not sharing with nobody, and it is what it is. Okay, well, if you get money like that or you have money, like, that shouldn't be a problem. So what do? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to order a bottle. So I ordered her own bottle, and I ordered the girls that were there a bottle too because they gave me shots as soon as I walked in. So the next day, like, she's just complaining the entire time. Like, I'm not planning nothing. Like, I don't want to be the host anymore. Just complaining about every single thing. Now, she had already made it pretty clear that she wasn't going to go to eat anywhere while we were in Miami. Okay, that's fine. Like, if we want to go eat, we'll just go eat. So I ordered some bananas because I'm trying to still watch my weight and be healthy on the trip. I noticed my bananas were gone because she walked over and grabbed my banana and put it in her mouth, started eating it. Keep in mind, you just complained about how this is your food, this is your stuff, don't touch anybody's stuff, but you're eating my shit. I'm not petty, but I was just like, hey girl, like, why are you eating my bananas? And she was like, oh, these are yours? I mean, clearly you didn't buy it, so obviously it's not yours. So needless to say, as that goes on throughout the trip, she's just sprinkling little like negative comments to the point where like all the girls were noticing it. At one point, she literally had the nerve to tell me I was jealous of her because we had the same color on. It's giving very insecure. And now she was a tall, like very tall ass girl. I'm short. So she tried to say like, how's the weather down there? And I was like, I thought she meant how's the weather in Houston. So I was like, oh, I think it's raining right now. I'm very oblivious to negativity because I'm a very positive person. So once I realized she was like being mean to me and singling me out, I kind of just started paying more attention. Now, we went out one of the days and one of her friends came with us, and this was a male friend, and I guess I insulted him by asking a general question. The question was, I asked him and his friends, had a man ever tried to get at them? I guess they assumed that was me accusing them of being gay, but I'm bisexual, so I was just asking a general question so we could have conversation. Now, that must have upset her because the next day she let me know that I was not invited to go on the boat with her and her friend. But she invited the girl that I had been hanging out with the whole trip on the boat. Okay. Long story short, I was like, F it. I packed all my stuff, got a hotel, and I just flew home the next day because my flight was the next day. But I needless to say, she unfollowed me off everything. And I told her to her face how I felt about her. So that's why I'm ready to make this video. But I will literally never girls trip again with a mean girl.
Did I ever tell you guys the story of how I lost a 5-year friendship over a group trip that I didn't even go on? Yeah, let's get into it. Stay with me. So I want you to think 2020. I want you to think COVID, BLM, all this crazy stuff happening. She wants to plan a trip to Miami of all places. And I'm like, yeah, I think I could use this getaway. Originally, we started with 6. We ultimately ended up with 3 because the other 3 said that they were not going to make it. So, me being the friend that I am, I put it on my credit card. Everybody who was able to go, cash at me the funds. We all were in agreement that the Airbnb cancellation policy was super strict at the time. And if we canceled, there was a risk that we were going to lose majority of our money. And we were all going to participate in that shared risk. And don't get me started about my theories in the city of Miami and how it brings out the worst in friendships. We didn't even make it down, and it is 2 days before we are getting ready to leave. Why am I getting a call from the person that invited me on the trip saying she was not going to be able to go? Me, I'm disappointed, and I also am going to think that now we're screwed. So just for the purpose of this story, let's call the villa, let's say the villa costed us $1,500. It was split 3 ways. Let's say each of us owed $500 on the villa that we were going to stay in for the weekend. My friend, the one that invited me and was backing out 2 days before we were getting ready to leave, states that she wants all of the $500. And I say, oh, no. that's not what we're going to do. I'm one band, one sound. If I have to take the hit on the refund, so do all of us. Like, we all have to take a hit on the portion of the trip that is non-refundable. She then proceeds to tell me that she is actually canceling because she has to go down to see her sister that is in Georgia, and her sister is having a really rough time. And so I say, you know what? My heart is big. My pocket's pretty full. I guess I'll take the hit on this one, right? Fast forward 3 days later, and one of my friends is on Snapchat, and she tells me, hey, such and such is in Miami right now. She's in Miami with a dude. And I'm like, what? Not you, not the same friend that was supposed to be visiting her sister. Not her asking for all of her money back so she could pay for half on a trip with a guy that couldn't even pay for her in full. Oh no. So tell me why, y'all, she blocked me on Snapchat so I wouldn't see her stories that she ended up going down to Miami anyway. She ended up canceling on me for a dude that couldn't even pay for her full trip.
So you're telling me that the same friend that invited you is the same friend that ended up canceling going to a trip with a guy instead? No hate, no shade. Some girls cannot pick the right men, nor can they pick the right friends. But you do not have to be one of them. If your squad is solid, congratulations. You might just survive Miami. Might. If not, save yourself the heartbreak. Book a solo trip, but even those, be careful and let your fake friends argue over the group chat without you. Trust me, your peace of mind will definitely thank you.